Hey there, it's February 14th and time for Proverbs 14. Hey, we're still in the contrast, the upright and the wicked, the good and the bad, the wise and the fools, right? And it will continue for like 9 chapters. Okay. Oh. The wise woman builds her house, but the foolish tears it down with her own hands. Now, there's a note over here in our 1599 Geneva Bible. My builder that is, taketh pain to profit her family and to do that which concerneth her duty in her house. Right. Takes care of things. He who walks in his uprightness fears the Lord. But he who is devious in his ways despises him. That's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? Right? He who walks in his uprightness, right, in your goodness. We'll touch back on that one. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod for his back, but the lips of the wise will protect him, right? By keeping your mouth shut most of the time and not spouting off about things you shouldn't be spouting off about that will get you hit. Or where no oxen are, the manger is clean, but much revenue comes by the strength of the ox. Now that can be, put into today's language, right? Where there are no cars, the auto shop is clean, right? But revenue comes by fixing cars, so you should have cars in your shop, right? Nice, clean, empty shop is pretty, but it's not going to make you any money. That goes with everything, right? Back then, it was the ox. 5, a trustworthy witness will not lie, but a false witness utters lies. Yeah, all the time, and they keep having to lie to cover up their other lies. And yeah, you could say a lot about that, but we're not going to. 6, a scoffer seeks wisdom and finds none, but knowledge is easy to one who has understanding. Right? He talks about understanding a lot, knowing why. Okay, knowing how something works, knowing why something works. 8, the wisdom of the sensible is to understand his way, but the foolishness of fools is deceit. Right? Foolishness of fools is deceit. They call it folly. Are you a sensible person, right? The wisdom of the sensible is to understand his way. You know why you're going? Right? I know why I'm going. I know where I want to end up. Right? Fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is goodwill. Favor of God. There is favor. Because over here, righteous, among the righteous. There is favor. Are we using the right Bible? Yeah. And the heart knows its own bitterness, and a stranger does not share its joy. Right. Nobody can know exactly what you're going through. Even if they went through the exact same thing, it's going to be different because every single person is different. They have had different life experiences. So even though they go through the same thing, it's going to be different for them, right? No one can know, your bitterness. The heart knows its own bitterness. Only you know what you're going through. And the same with joy. The heart knows its joy. Nobody can share your joy, right? They can be joyous with you, but they won't know exactly how you feel because they have different life experiences, right? That's a true statement. 11, the house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. You know, so houses and tents, right? It says house and tent. Mm. The house of the upright of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish, right? Imagine a huge storm tears down the castle, but the tent stays gone because God is protecting it, right? So if there is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. If you're doing stuff without God, touch back on that. Think on it for a minute, right? 13, even in laughter, the heart may be in pain, and the end of joy may be grief. If somebody puts on a brave face, right, just to make other people feel better, when there's grief going on inside, when everybody's gone, it all strikes back, right? Sad thing right there. 14, the backslider in heart will have his fill of his own ways, but a good man will be satisfied with his from himself. Mm-hmm. The heart that declineth shall be satiated with his own ways, but a good man shall depart from him. Backslider in heart. Yeah. Get what you deserve, right? 15, the naive believes everything, but a sensible man considers his steps, right? Don't believe everything you're told, right? Get proof, get receipts. Right? Now, there's so much stuff on the internet and on TV now where they say something and somebody just blindly believes it, you know? So how do you know that? Okay, show me the proof. Right? Get the proof yourself. Do your own research. A popular term now. Do your own research and don't believe what people are telling you. Right? I like that. Simple. 16, a wise man is cautious and turns away from evil, but a fool is arrogant and careless. Right? You won't find many wise people at those protests, okay? Most of them are the naive that believe everything they're told. All right? They're out there carrying signs for stuff that's just boggles my mind. It boggles my mind to the point where I can't even fathom how people think, okay? Or the things are going on and things are being exposed and people are screaming to cover back up what the wrongs that have been exposed. Just does not. You know, I'm not even able to think like that, but they do. Okay? But a wise man is cautious and turns away from you. Turns away from evil. Fools are arrogant and careless. Right? Pretty much. Quick-tempered man acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated. You know what I mean? I mean, now we can all be quick-tempered sometimes, you know. Somebody hits the right button and it just springs a trap, okay? It requires constant prayer, okay? Hasty to anger, it says over here. It says, and a busybody is hated. Busybody. The man of imaginations. Man of imaginations. Evil devices, imaginations, busybody, right? Someone that's not minding their own business, right? Mm-hmm. 18, the naive inherit foolishness, but the sensible are crowned with knowledge, right? Or these people are inheriting foolishness, right? Sensible are crowned with knowledge. Be sensible. 19, the evil bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. Note over here. If this come not daily to pass, we must consider that it is because of our sins which let God's working. That's interesting. The evil bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. That's kind of elusive, huh? So what that means. Think on that. And it says will, which means someday. It means that they don't bow down now. The evil will bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. Right? At some point, they will come crawling back. 20, the poor is hated even by his neighbor, but those who love the rich are many. Do they love the rich or do they love their money? Okay. A lot of people get rich. Lots of friends, lots of people hanging around. Take their money away and then become poor and see how many friends they have. Okay? Just says people love money. It's a shame. 21, he who despises his neighbor sins, but happy is he who is gracious to the poor. All right. Help out the poor. You want to be happy? It says right there. Afflicted. Be afflicted. Because they're blessed over here. Happy, blessed. Right? Gracious to the poor. Do you despise your neighbor? I got a good idea. You're living right next to him. So some people do. They fight and they get on social media and the news. Crazy. 22, will they not go astray who devise evil? But kindness and truth will be to those who devise good. Right? Devise good. Some people have evil. Some people are just evil. I think of evil things to do. I don't think like that, so it's kind of foreign to me, but I can't imagine devising evil. Hey, this is a good one right here. In all labor there's profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Words of your lips. All right? Talk, 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 talk. Work. All work and all labor. No job on this earth should be looked down upon the person who is doing it. If the person is working, making money, and doing their best, that person is to be honored and respected. Right? Not everybody does that. People just talk. 24, the crown of the wise is their riches, but the folly of fools is their foolishness. Right? Now it says, all over Proverbs, if you seek wisdom, fear of the Lord, and wisdom, only that. It says riches will come, okay? It says, it says wisdom in her right hand are riches and honor, and her other hand is glory, right? So if you seek wisdom above all else, everything else will come, okay? That's why we're seeking wisdom, right? We want wisdom. 25, a truthful witness saves lives, but he who utters lies is treacherous. Right. Lots of those around too. People just lying. And it's usually for money, from the love of money. 26, in the fear of the Lord there is strong confidence, and his children will have refuge. At that. Fear of the Lord there is strong confidence. Reverence, fear, reverence. Assured strength, this is awareness. Children shall have hope, refuge. Spring is. So this is capital H, right? Or God's. His children. It could mean your children or God's children. Okay? Strong confidence in the fear of the Lord. Okay? The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, that one may avoid the snares of death. I like that. Fear of the Lord. Reverence. Fear is like reverence, right? 28, in a multitude of people is a king's glory, but in the dearth of people is a prince's ruin. Right? A king is only strong as long as everybody's standing behind him. If they don't stand behind him, right? In the dearth of people. I like that. In the dearth of people. It says over here, from the want of people cometh the destruction. If they are not satisfied, right? They will start blaming the king. Happens in every country. 29, he who is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who is quick-tempered exalts folly. Right? Short of spirit. Quick-tempered, short of spirit. That's interesting. Be slow to anger. Keep your mouth shut. Hold it in. Let things slide. It says that in Proverbs. Right? Love covers all offenses. People get angry because they're offended. Yeah. Love covers all offenses. You remember love? Great understanding. That's a good one. A tranquil heart is life to the body, but passion is rottenness to the bones. Tranquil heart, life, peace, quiet, right? Passion, envy, greed is rottenness to the bones. It says over here, envy. See, right? Envy is rottenness to the bones. You're not thankful for what you have, and you only think of something you don't have that you want, okay? Instead of, I don't like this old car. I want a new car. I want that car. I want his car. Instead of, you know what? I don't have to walk. I can drive there in comfort. Praise God for that, all right? Passion, envy, rottenness to your bones. Okay? That's a good one. He who oppresses the poor taunts his maker, but he who is gracious to the needy honors God, him, capital H. Right? If you make fun of and taunt the poor, the afflicted, you are taunting and making fun of God himself who made them. Okay? There are parts of the scriptures that says they were put there just so you could show God's kindness to them. Okay? You never oppress the poor, but it happens all over the world. Okay? 32, the wicked is thrust down by his wrongdoing, but the righteous has a refuge when he dies. Oh, there's a righteous one, right? First righteous I've seen in here, except one that it called it righteous in the other Bible. Right? Right. Calamity. Right? These wicked people are starting to fall. They are starting to get exposed, and right? And it's by their own wrongdoing. If they had never done anything wrong, they would have nothing to worry about. But they did, okay? They did. They cheated. They stole, right? And a lot of people all over the world, not just America, are being found out, okay? And it will be their calamity or wrongdoing, right? The righteous has a refuge when he dies, right? You're always seeking the Lord and following the Lord, and you don't have to worry about all that other stuff. Okay, 33. Wisdom rests in the heart of one who has understanding. And now that's a... Right? You want to get wisdom? Wisdom rests in the heart of one who has understanding, okay? And it's hard to get, why the world works and why things work, and you want to know why, and you want to understand. It's not enough just to be told, you have to understand it, right? Somebody can tell you how a car works, okay? I can tell you that fuel is sucked into the tank and mixed with gas and vaporized in a carburetor and goes into the cylinders. And when there's great pressure from the piston coming up, the spark plug ignites the thing, makes an explosion or combustion. And combustion is an explosion in an enclosed place, right? It makes a combustion, pushes the cylinder down, right? and then another cylinder is pushed down. So they're doing this, turns the wheels of your car. Okay, I can tell you that. But will you understand how the car works? Would you know where the carburetor is and the pistons and the spark plugs and fuel lines and all that stuff? No, right? Understanding God's word is digging deeper in and finding out why, right? And if you understand how the car works, right, then you can go deeper into the car, and this part helps this part, and this part helps the gas to go over here, the fuel pump. Right? Different, and you could apply that to anything, but wisdom rests in the heart of one who has understanding. Okay? And do I know I understand how cars work? Am I a mechanic? Not by any means. Okay? But I understand, and I could dig deeper if I needed to. Okay? I've never been a mechanic. Okay? But I have fixed cars when I was young, when they were easier to understand. Okay? Before all the computers and fuel injection and stuff took over. So. In the heart of fools, it is made known. 34, righteousness exalts the nation, but sin is a disgrace to any people. Righteousness. People that want to do the right thing. Righteousness, doing what is right. And 35. The king's favor is toward a servant who acts wisely, but his anger is toward him who acts shamefully. Right? The king's servant. Right? The leader's advisors. So, there you go. Lots of stuff, didn't highlight a whole lot. We'll go over our highlights. Didn't see a lot of righteous to highlight, but there were a few. Okay. I highlighted two. He who walks in his uprightness fears the Lord, but he who is devious in his ways despises the Lord, God. Right? You say that? If you walk in your uprightness, you fear the Lord. Right? He who is devious in his ways despises him. Right. Note over here for righteousness. That is in uprightness of heart without hypocrisy. You got that? Uprightness of heart without hypocrisy. I like that. Right? He who walks in his uprightness of heart without hypocrisy fears the Lord. It's easy to tell just by the way somebody acts, right? By their heart, they will be known. You can tell by the way they act, if they're devious or if they're upright. And 4, we talked about this, where no oxen are, the manger is clean, but much revenue comes by the strength of the ox, right? You have a nice, back then they used oxen to pull their plows and pull their loads and to do a lot of the work. And oxen were big and strong and very compliant and did what you told them to do. But if there's no ox in your barn is clean and shiny and there's nothing on the floors. But your revenue and your work comes from the strength of the ox to pull your plows. So if you see a clean, beautiful, empty shop, beware, right? Beware. It's like if you see, barbershops are always busy, okay? If you see a barbershop that's empty and clean, there's no hair on the floor, it's swept and spotless, you got to wonder if he's a good barber or not, right? Because a good barber will have hair on the floor and he won't have time because everybody will be coming up for his services, right? Think about that, right? Okay, 10, we talked about the heart knows its own bitterness and a stranger does not share its joy, right? No matter what, nobody can know exactly how you feel except God, okay? God. Jesus, okay? I believe, it doesn't actually say it, but I believe that when Jesus was on the cross, he felt every bitterness, every sin, everything. He took them all on himself. So he felt every single sin. Jesus can know exactly how you feel because he has felt it. Okay? And he paid for it. Think about that. A lot to bear, right? We highlighted these two words. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish, right? And the storms that come along, you'll be safe, right? What was highlighted, there is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Pray. You know what you're doing, right? If it's God's way, you'll have a peace about it, right? If not, you better not go there, right? And 13 kind of goes along with this 10. Heart knows its own bitterness. A stranger does not share its joy. Even in laughter, the heart may be in pain, and the end of joy may be grief, right? It is somebody who's something terrible has happened, the loss of a loved one or something. They can laugh for a while, but the grief returns. Okay. Okay. 15 is highlighted. The naive believes everything, but the sensible man considers his steps, right? Get proof. Don't believe everything you're told. Okay? Don't. Even in the Bible, if somebody says, God said this, this, and this, right? I'm going to find that myself in the Bible. And if the Bible doesn't say that God said it, you're wrong, okay? The naive believes everything, okay? And we talked about that. There's people out there now that believe everything they're told and are even protesting for evil, okay? Bring the evil back. We want the evil back. It just, like I said before, it boggles my mind that people are able to think like that. It just, I'm not capable of that kind of naivete, I believe. So, okay. Highlighted 19. Evil will bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous, right? They will. At some point, they will, right? Shall. At some point, the evil will bow down before the good. It says later on that every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Okay? No matter what they say now. Okay. Devise good. 22. Do not to err that imagine evil, but to them that think on good things shall be mercy and truth, right? Will they not go astray who desire, but kindness and truth will be to those who devise good, right? And you plan only good things, think only good things, devise good. It says over here, think on good things, which is devising, right? 23, in all labor there is profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Is there people that just talk? Well, I'm going to go out and work, okay? Like I said before, not one job on this earth should be looked down upon if a person is doing it for money, for food, to feed his family, okay? Every job is to be respected. Okay, 24, the crown of the wise is their riches, but the folly of fools is foolishness, okay? And that doesn't necessarily mean money, okay? I've seen somebody who's poor, who is very wise and very happy and very content, loves the Lord, is a righteous person, right? And that's their crown, is being rich. You can be rich in spirit, okay? Money doesn't make you happy, but the crown of the wise is their riches. And it says in the very beginning of Proverbs that, follow wisdom. In her right hand are riches and honor. In her left hand is, glory and long life. Right? Okay, 26 and 27 is highlighted. In the fear of the Lord there is strong confidence, and his children will have refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, that one may avoid the snares of death, right? Reverence, it says, reverence of the Lord, right? If you fear the Lord, revere the Lord, reverence, wonder, awe, respect, okay? Afraid of disappointing him, okay? Fear of the Lord. This is a strong confidence, right? And his he could mean your children, could mean God's children will have refuge, right? The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life. Following God, doing all those things is a fountain of life, that one may avoid the snares of death. Right? Good stuff. 30, a tranquil heart is life to the body, but passion is rottenness to the bones. Right? Tranquil heart, peace, quiet, thankfulness, reverence, righteousness, right? It's a tranquil heart. Passion, envy, greed is rottenness to the bones. Stuff. 31, he who oppresses the poor taunts his maker, but he who is gracious to the needy honors him. This is God, right? You taunt the poor, oppress the poor, you are taunting, making fun of God himself who made them, right? By being gracious and helping the poor, you are honoring God who made them, right? Shouldn't be taken too lightly. There's a dog in my lap. We get thrust down by his wrongdoing, but the righteous has a refuge when he dies. There's our righteous statement, right? There were two of them in here. The righteous has a refuge when he dies, and righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a disgrace to any people, right? Makes us all look bad when somebody at the top is sinning, okay? And 33 is highlighted. Wisdom rests in the heart of one who has understanding, but in the hearts of fools it is made known. Now, we talked about this at length, okay? Understanding. It's important to seek understanding, right? So wisdom will make more sense to you. So, there you go. We talked for a long time on this one today. Lots of good stuff in here, right? See you later. Today, I think we are on Matthew 27 or something like that in our Through the New Testament in a Year, day 45. So, catch us later for that. Check on anything you may have missed, but until next time, we'll do it again. See ya.